You don't have to do anything else. So that's not an easy thing to demonstrate because all the work gets done there. As the same thing as the tomato jam. I've got the tomato jam getting cooling down in the refrigerator. So there's one basic Hamantaschen dough. It's a great dough. It's an olive oil base. Olive oil gives it a lot of depth, it gives it a lot of flavor, and it gives a lot of moisture. The thing that I find, there's about 147 million Hamantash recipes. Everybody's mother, I had like 6 from my mother, I didn't like any of them. And the thing about a recipe that I have found is they pinch and they look so pretty, and then you bake them and they flatten out. This has been a really, really successful recipe to not do that. So we're going to make one of the doughs first. The first dough that I made has the lemon zest in it because that's going to be for the savory dough. We're going to make a prune Hamantash. So I'm going to put oranges in there because I think oranges and prunes just a really nice flavor. And I like some lemon zest in the dough as well. So what's going to be, it's in here is lemon, and the orange rind is going to be in the dough. So let me get my measuring spoons. This is the simple part. So we're going to start off with a half a cup of olive oil. You could use walnut oil. Don't use sesame oil. But you know, I'm sure that's fine as well. I've never cooked. It's very, very light. I think there's something about the olive oil. Can you see me? We're all good. Something about the olive oil that just gives it a real good depth of flavor. So we're going to do olive oil. We're going to do 2 eggs. And, you know, we break them first to make sure they're nice and clean.
I have to measure in six.
Pardon?
Measuring stick. Where did you get that from?
Which one?
That little orange thing. But measuring cup.
What measuring cup?
Put in the sink.
This?
Yeah.
It's nothing.
And the other one.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. They're forever old. Where did I get? I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. I wasn't. There we go. Okay. So we have 2 eggs. You're going to want to put your liquids together first. I'm going to do zest. It calls for
Why am I not hearing her? Okay.
I'm going to put that there. And we're going to mix that up. Get that mixed up real well. The oil also, when you beat it, it adds volume. When you make salad dressing and the last thing you do is put in your olive oil or any kind of oil and you beat it, it kind of thickens up, and that's what you want to do. So it's a really nice thick, and regular oils don't tend to do that. So we have a little pinch of salt, little pinch of salt, and that's what? You have a question?
That's baking powder, right?
This is baking powder.
I never saw baking powder in any recipe.
Well, you're seeing it today. Wait till you taste them.
Look how long she waited.
I know. You see, if you live long enough, you never know what's going to come upon you.
that you?
Absolutely. Yes, and this holds my kosher salt because I don't use salt shakers. So whatever I need, I go in here.
Is that called a salt cellar?
I'm not sure. It's another thing that I've just had for, okay. It's another thing that I've had forever. So shake up your powder a little bit just to loosen it up so you don't get too much. And this is 2.5 teaspoons. 2.5 teaspoons. I know, it's such a neat recipe.
And where did you get the recipe?
Google. And I changed it around a little.
Bless you.
Bless you. So there's your 2.5 teaspoons. We'll mix that up.
Any reason we use it, why are you using orange instead of lemon?
Because I wanted, this is for a sweeter dough. You use either one, and it says that in your instructions. So I tried to be real clear in the different things that I substitute. We need 1/2 cup of sugar, and that's not a lot of sugar. 1/2 cup of sugar. Get things out of the way. And we're going to incorporate that real well. I forgot you can see. It's a good thing, right? And incorporate it really well, because this is an easy, quick dough, and you want to make sure that everything is mixed in. So we're going to do 2.5 cups of flour. What I always recommend with flour, so shake it up first, because you want to get air in it. Otherwise, your flour settles. And so when you use it, it's already packed and it's more than you need. So get some air in it, and you're always sure to not have too much flour. And it doesn't make your dough heavy. Also, shake it off. Don't pat it down, because you want it as light as possible. Pardon?
So I'm having fun.
Oh, good. Wait, you get to eat them too. That's 2.5. So at this point, I'm not going to use my whisk because the wires get all full. And we're going to be done with that. So we'll just mix it up. You got it. And it starts to come together really nice. Keep mixing it. And in about a minute.
And she even has a glass bowl, so we can.
Exactly.
This is the hand of God.
And it looks like it's going to be kind of dry. So as you're mixing it, it's, I'm not so sure, but keep going. Because the oil, now I'm going to use gloves because, if it was my family, I wouldn't, but we want to keep it clean. Well, you know what I mean. If we were going to share our germs.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, right, but we don't need to share our germs.
So you don't have to refrigerate this.
No, and so the beauty about this dough is it should take you a few minutes to make. You don't have to refrigerate it, and you use it as soon as you're done. And it's a real good time saver. The only thing that's complicated, not complicated, I don't want to say that, but the only thing that's time consuming is rolling them out, cutting them, filling them, pinching them. Yeah. So I like to use a bowl scraper just to get everything off of the sides. There we go.
Just use a skipper spatula.
And you see how nice this is coming together. And it's so soft. It's a really nice dough. No, you need a lighter dough for rugelach. You really need the fat of butter and cream cheese, at least of my rugelach. You just need that fat. The more fat, the flakier your dough is. This isn't a flaky dough. This is more of a cookie dough. I can put that back. Look at how nice it comes together. It's really, really nice. And it's a nice soft dough and it smells delicious. And you can see the orange zest in it. So what we're going to do, I got a gift of a great counter mat. It doesn't slip. It's such a great mat. And these counter mats are really terrific. This one is great. If you're going to make pie, you know what size your pie round needs to be. They're also measured on the outside. So if you've got to make a square. And here's our beautiful dough. It's not a bread dough. So
Does it roll better in the refrigerator for a while or no?
I haven't refrigerated it, so I don't know, but I'm going to show you how to roll it perfectly. Yeah.
You don't have to flour the mat?
No, you have, so first of all, the mat is a silicone, so part the oil, and look at how nice. Now, when you make cookies or you make any kind of dough that has to be rolled out, you tend to flour your surface, flour the product, flour your dough, and it dries it out. And then you have too much flour. Then it gets crumbly and awful. So what I do, I put paper on top. It's real simple.
We always sell that stuff. We're waiting. Turkey follows.
She said that's generation. She's like,
Ah,
I even do it now on the bottom and on the top and I flip it over. So you peel the paper, then I go the other way and peel the paper. That's how I'm trying.
ha.
I just go down to Aldi and buy one.
How many cookies does it
A couple dozen. One recipe makes about a dozen and a half, sometimes two. It depends on the size of your cookie cutter. So we're going to roll this out. The recipe says to about 1/8 of an inch. So that's what we're going to do.
There's others that are replaced.
Oh, yeah, oh, they have it a lot of places.
What's that?
No, the mat.
You know, all of the kitchen stores, which I don't understand because people still cook. Well, yeah, I like to see stuff and, you know, people, I've started buying things on Amazon too, but I'm one of those, I need to see it, I need to touch it, I need to turn it over a couple of times.
Where would you find that? I don't know.
Sur La Table at Fashion Square, Williams Sonoma.
Not more fashion.
Oh, right, at Kierland. Williams Sonoma at the Biltmore.
There's Williams, Pomona, I think that's it.
Closed down. They've all the hi, come on in. All of the kitchen stores, all the houseware stores closed. There's a Williams Sonoma in the Biltmore, and there is a Sur La Table at Kierland. So here you go, and you're gonna have a beautiful, gorgeous dough. I use a biscuit cutter. You can use a glass. You can flour the glass. Sometimes it sticks. I think a glass is messy. I think this is it goes a lot quicker. So what I'm going to do is make a bunch of circles.
Look at that camera.
Your arms in the way are about.
Ah,
It's the hand of God, you forgot.
oh, right. There we go.
Oh, you have quite a few there.
Quite a few. Oh, yes. And so the easiest way for me, I'm always looking for the easy way in the kitchen. So the easy way for me to pick up dough is to just use a spatula and get all the extra pieces, because we're going to roll this out again to make more.
My motto is fast and fabulous.
Fast and fabulous.
Rachel Ray's got nothing on you.
Ha 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 ha. So this is the only time consuming part, but you see how quick your dough gets together, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous dough. It's easy to work with. It's not going to fall apart. The olive oil adds so much body to it, especially when you beat it well first. And that adds a lot to it.
My recipe calls for pound of margarine, part of margarine. But it's a terrible dough. It's very difficult. Yes.
I would have brought it.
I know Izzy thought that's what you would have needed, but apparently he was wrong.
Yeah, I thought you had another piece.
We had a tripod. That was it.
Oh, where's that?
I couldn't answer that question.
'Cause I actually-
I don't know where it is. Okay, this is the orange dough, so we're going to use the Lekvar. I have to admit, it's really delicious. And I made up the recipe. It's the easiest thing to do. You'll see a lot of recipes for Lekvar, and it has a lot of steps and a lot of different ingredients, and it's really unnecessary because the flavor's in the prunes. You just need the little additions to just bring out the flavor and the sweetness. You need the lemon rind and the lemon juice to just counter the sweetness and add a little bit of sour. So I use a little cookie scoop, makes it much easier. It's not a mess. So we're just going to do this. And while these bake for 15 minutes, because we know you have to eat, right? So while these bake for 15 minutes, I'm going to get started on the other dough. And those will be the two savory ones. Pardon?
It's not the same dough, right?
It's exactly the same dough with lemon instead of orange. Yep, that's why I think it's really, really important to be able to use one dough, and then with the different flavorings, you can have a lot of uses for it.
Do you put orange juice in this?
Half a teaspoon.
Okay.
Did you get recipes? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, half a teaspoon. Eyeball it. If it's 3/4 of a teaspoon, that's fine too.
What's the?
This is prune, Lekvar. This, I think it's a 1 ounce cookie scoop, but you want to just get it in the middle. So.
The prunes? Wait, the prunes?
No, I said I'll go to Trader Joe's.
Oh. So did you make that yourself?
I did.
No, I'm gonna make.
I make everything myself.
I buy it in a can.
You think you can use the same proportions if you did acrylics?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
You don't use solo film.
She makes.
No, I make my own.
Okay, I have it next Monday at 1:30.
No,
The first appointment.
I make my own. Okay, so here we go with the folding of it. So I'll take this.
Okay, wait, if I get in here.
Okay, here we go. Gonna pick it up,
Being on top of that.
put it in the palm of my hand. Take one end and just squeeze it. So you've got one little point. Got it? One end, one little point,
And that is nice dough, you could see it.
and it's gorgeous dough.
Yeah, that's all.
And there you are.
Wow.
I. So let me just get my pan.
I know it's very difficult to work with.
No, this dough is so easy to work with because it's got so much body, and I believe it's all due to the olive oil. It's lovely.
Perfect.
It's perfect. So we're gonna squeeze these, squeeze one end first, and then you've got your other two. The
The filling doesn't like go over.
the filling does not, and I was going to say that the filling won't run out because it's mostly prune and it's really, really thick.
You don't put anything on top.
No.
No.
Uh-uh.
Could you use just like pie filling in there?
You could,
It's cute.
you could.
You know.
Yeah, you can dust it.
How do you make chocolate ones?
How do I make? We're gonna do that in a minute.
Oh, what is that? Chocolate.
Chocolate, we're gonna make, so this is the sweet one, obviously. This is the sweet, and we're gonna do, I'm gonna make them mild, the next one that we do, the chocolate chili. I will make it mild. If you like spice, the one thing about the spices that we're using is we're using chipotle pepper and Aleppo pepper. They're not, if they're not really hot, and they get you at the end. So what you do after you've chewed it for a while and you say, oh, this doesn't taste hot at all. It comes in, it gets you at the back of your tongue. But I'm going to go mild. So the recipe probably has more than what your average person would like.
And you can cook them that close together, they don't spread out.
Yeah, no, that's fine. They spread a little, but not much.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, you're gonna see. That's,
I have a question.
yes.
Do you ever make them with poppy seeds?
You know what? I would make them with poppy seed if someone here would eat them, but they won't.
I would.
So, so I have not.
How about with like jam fillings, raspberry?
You know what? I did make a couple last week with raspberry jam. It turned out very different because it melts a lot because it's all the sugar. And so you end up with not as full of a filling, kind of cooks down.
Solo in the can is thicker. It's not like jam. It's not like jelly.
Right.
It's thicker. That's what I use.
Could you make something similar to let bar with apricots?
Yeah, someone just asked, I would imagine absolutely. Just substitute, they're dry, do the same thing, do the same proportions. As you're cooking it down, the one thing that you want to be sure of, because every time you make something, it's a little bit different because your water temperature is going to be a little different and the humidity in the air is going to be a little different. And so if you're working to cook something down, to cook the water out of it, it's going to be different every time. And so keep your eyes on it. If it looks too dry, it should be really thick and pasty, as you can see. If it looks too dry, add some water while it's cooking, a little bit at a time, and it will cook out. Just don't add too much.
I think we should devise a Queen Esther cookie.
A Queen Esther cookie.
That's right.
Okay, what should it?
Sprinkles.
I don't know.
It should have sprinkles.
Chocolate.
Well, the Hamantaschen already get chocolate. You gotta change.
Maybe
it.
a crown, like a tiara.
Oh, we need an artist for that. Aren't these pretty? And they're a perfect size.
Maybe you could do Esther and
And if you could use the same sugar dough that you use for Hanukkah cookies and get some kind of cutout.
make a crown.
Yeah, and the Hanukkah
Yeah,
cookies, you get
she's like,
just the good sugar dough.
So these are going 375.
$3.75. Isn't that what
For
the
how long?
instructions say? 15 minutes.
How high do you
No, I
use?
meant like, isn't that high for baking?
Yeah,
How high do you use parchment paper? So what temperature? Because I use.
Oh, you know what? It depends on the parchment paper. So I buy them by the box. I buy the sheets by the box because, I have a little hollow business. And so it's interesting.
Kosher olive.
Kosher hollow business, kosher Hamantaschen. Um,
It used to not be kosher olive.
It used to not be kosher, but Rabbi koshered my new kitchen. I made a deal with God. If he finds me the perfect kitchen, I'll kosher it. And here we are.
So how high a temperature would you use?
Anyway, when I bake challah at 400 degrees. Depends on where I buy the parchment paper. If I buy it at standard restaurant supply, it burns. If I buy it
Oh, interesting.
at Restaurant Depot, it doesn't burn.
How about Costco?
They don't sell the sheets. I buy them in,
Oh, you buy the sheets?
I buy big boxes that have like 5,000
What
sheets.
about the regular parchment?
I have no idea because I don't buy that. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't buy it.
Well, I've never had it. It's brown maybe a little bit, but I.
Yeah, I've had and these are from Smart and Final. Let me get this back, and it burns. So as soon as this box is empty, so we're gonna use the same paper to roll this out. Because I don't want to add any more flour because I don't want to dry out my dough. We're going to roll out the last of it. How many do we have there? 4, 8, 12. Yeah, about 18. It'll make about 2
Who
dozen.
was counting? That was good.
Ah, from back there. Oh, but you can see here.
No, you were cutting them.
Oh, you were? See, I usually do that, but I was talking, so I couldn't pay attention. Couldn't do it all. And your dough, and you'll find also when you flour your dough to roll it out, and then you gather it together, and then you roll it again, it just gets so dry and crumbly and impossible to work with. And so, using parchment paper you can use wax paper if you don't have parchment paper in the house. But it depends on what you have in the house. But yeah, so this keeps your dough nice and fresh. It's really beautiful. And all the nice oil that comes out. Here we go. There we go. And then by the third time, I'm done. I'm not rolling anymore. I make one big one because I run out of patience every time. I'm good for 2 rolls. No, it's true.
Restaurant Depot, 19th Avenue,
27. Well, the freeway
Indian School
and I-17.
Restaurant Depot.
Restaurant Depot. Yeah, you have to.
There you go. You need a.
I'm a member.
I should say it over. You don't need to be a member. You need a friend.
You need a friend. It's-
I think you have.
You have to have a number. You have to have a resale number. Yeah.
Do you still need a number at Smart Final?
No, not at all.
Also, there's a Shamrock Foods that you.
Oh, that's across the street
Yeah.
from,
How much is a box of paper, do you know?
No.
Okay.
I do.
You can also get it on Instacart without a membership. Right.
I wonder what it costs for the parchment that's.
I'll tell you what the Instacart price is.
And Restaurant Depot is where I got my chef jacket and my sous chef apron. I love Restaurant Depot.
Sous chef could actually be washing up the dishes.
That's okay. I have a dishwasher.
She's working on getting better.
But I'll come back when I can stand on my feet properly.
Okay, let's see. Parchment paper, you said?
Parchment. By the box, it's usually 1,000 or 2,000 sheets.
It would take me 10 years to.
That's like the
Okay.
A little leftover there, you make some balls out of it, put your thumb in it, fill it with jam.
Right.
Still can do
They're in preschool, they make balls. And you press it down and then you pinch it.
And then she goes on the top.
Each one gets a little ball.
Why do you prefer to buy the sheets instead of buying the whole big box?
Instead of the rolls,
Yeah.
because the sheet, yeah, because it's number one.
The sheets fit her pants.
The sheets, I use professional size pants, so but the sheets fit them. I can't be worried, it's just, it curls, and I use a lot of it.
Because I just rip it off.
Yeah, no, I use a lot of it.
14, it's not 14 by 14, right?
I don't know.
No, it looks- it's on a square. I'm just looking at 18.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's probably 15 by rectangle. The roll is probably 15.
By 24. Yeah, I see.
It's not coming on there.
You could look it up on restaurant
I was
or
looking for a price.
Did you put the other ones in the oven?
not yet.
No.
These are the other ones. I just have to start a new pan. And they will,
In the oven, do you put one on one shelf and one on the other? or-
I do.
You do.
See, I don't do this anymore.
And
then
is
you have
that
to
from
twist- Then halfway through, you have to rotate it or,
You'll be back. It's what I cook.
yeah,
You
well,
put
it
it in
doesn't
That's
do
your
oven.
other
nothing.
rotate them, that's what
What do
the
you say?
pan.
375?
375.
But it's not conviction.
It still is not.
Not conviction.
I don't bake with convection because I'm not, I really don't get it. And,
You have to have a lower.
yeah, I know, and I'd rather not play with it because my oven is convection. And so I think the hardest part, because like, I don't know if you know, life's not perfect. Life's not perfect. I've never, ever, ever not had a double oven. So this is the first time I had to give, you got to give some to get some. So I don't have a double oven. It makes things very, very different because you're very spoiled when you cook with a double oven. The reason why I have this second oven is because since I have a very strict rabbi and I had to get a kosher, a dairy oven.
It's not so strict.
Okay, so here's the last bit of dough. I'm just gonna, because I'm done. I'm done. So we'll get a nice little break when I have to work with the other stuff.
Two round ones.
No, I'm gonna make one big one because somebody must be hungry.
Yeah. You have a wrap.
Actually, aren't they beautiful? And they're gonna turn out exactly the same way.
That's because
Very interesting with that.
it's the baking
So
powder.
this. It's the olive oil.
The olive oil baking powder, yeah.
And I don't know why, but I kind of have the ability to look at a recipe and understand how it's going to turn out. So when I saw this one, because most of the recipes, I do have a recipe from my mother that's orange juice and oil and just never ever turned out. And when I saw this one, I said, I think this one's a winner. And it is.
When you make that big one, does that have to stay in the oven longer? Say when
15 minutes, yep. So
Do you ever make yeast?
do I
Mexico, they only had.
make yeast?
Yeast.
Oh, yeast Hamantaschen, no.
Yeast.
A yeast dough, whoops,
Oh, you're good.
got it?
Mhm.
A yeast dough takes too much time.
I was gonna make them this year.
A yeast dough takes too much time. Okay, so I made dough this morning. So nice. And the eggs give it body too.
The eggs in it?
Oh, sure, you can freeze any dough. The only thing about dough is you don't want to leave it frozen for too long because when you freeze something, it pulls the moisture out. And so if you freeze it for too long, if you freeze it for a week, you're fine. If you want to make your dough and then freeze it because you're going to use it like June, don't. And that really goes with anything. But, okay, so,
You wrap it airtight.
yeah, but still, that's the nature of,
Oh, it's the nature of the flour that absorbs the moisture.
okay, there's the tomato jam that we have made before, if you've been sticking with me for a while. We made the tomato jam for the little tarts. So tomato jam and za'atar. Za'atar is a Middle Eastern, it's got sesame seeds and a lot of different herbs, which I don't know at this point, but we're going to use those. Let me just get some more gloves.
And it's different flavor size.
But actually, we're going to Israel in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from Thursday. I can't wait.
Now is it, we're going in December.
Are you? So we're going on a volunteer mission, but also I'm going to buy spices because we were in Israel last year and I brought home a lot of different spices and there's no comparison to how it tastes there. So I'm just going to take half of this dough.
Are you gonna be cooking out there?
No, we're volunteering
Are you gonna be at an army base?
for one day, I'm sure, but we're going to be picking fruit. We're going to be painting buildings. We're going to be visiting the hospitals. We're going to be a lot of different things. Okay, here's a little bit of dough. Now, my suggestion is if you're going to make a whole batch of dough, put your seasoning in your liquid portion of it. If you're going to make one dough and then you want to break it in half like I did so that you have two different flavors, because we're going to do the tomato jam and we're going to do the chocolate chili. Don't use as much of the spice as it has on your ingredients. Because for the za'atar, it's not going to make a difference, but for the chipotle, for the peppers, it will. If you like it really spicy, have at it. But that's absolutely a personal taste. So I'm going to put,
Did you see your Tom?
pardon?
You see your Tom?
Yes, I see it.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the value.
Just see my joke from the side.
Oh, good. Okay, so I put the za'atar in, going to mix it in. So now your dough has a nice savory flavor to it, and it's not like a sweet cookie. So it's going to lend itself to a cocktail party, to a very nice side dish. If you wanted to do, instead of a potato or instead of a bureka or instead of rice, this on the side of a salad is really nice. So it adds that piece of, instead of a piece of bread or instead of a crouton. So that's what this is for. It's really, it makes it for an interesting presentation because people say savory hamantaschen. So that's what this is.
Not the paste that itself, you have it instead of a bread or something.
Yeah, have a hamantaschen instead of rolls. I think it makes it's nice, but the fact that it's Purim, and if you're going to make hamantaschen and you put out a nice display of them, you're apricot, prune, jelly, maybe poppy seed. But then when it comes to the savory ones, that's really different and really, really nice. And my dough still is real nice. And there we go. So I'm going to roll this one out.
You're making two different things with that?
Yep. So I'm going to make, yes, one in the oven, and then I'm going to make the chocolate next. So let's get this.
Are you making the chocolate spicy because? That's just it.
Yes, chocolate chili.
Chocolate chili.
Because my husband, who found a place that makes chocolate chili milkshakes, loves them because they have such a nice little bite to it, just on Indian School, the stand on Indian School on 36th Street. And he said, how about a chocolate chili Hamantaschen? I said, okay. While I'm there.
Chocolate chili za'atar.
No, no, no. Za'atar and tomato.
Okay, okay.
Yes, za'atar and tomato. Don't confuse.
How much of that cigar did you put in?
I put in I put in a heaping teaspoon, but that was for half of the dough. Again, do it to your taste. Don't, you know what? If you like cumin, if you like dried basil, what you can also do, if you wanted to make a basil dough or let one of these thaw in your 1 or 2 of these basil cubes. They're frozen.
Get those again, you call them.
Fries, Safeway. I've gotten these at Fry's. They sell them at Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's usually just has the garlic and the ginger. I've gotten these at Fry's. I've gotten them in Imperial in the freezer section. And you don't ever have to chop a garlic clove again. Life is good.
Well,
They're from Israel.
And they're from Israel. Yes, they're made on a kibbutz in Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Barbara. Yes. And yeah, there we go.
What brand is that basil?
Dorot, Dorot. You can get it at Fry's. You can get it, Les says, at Safeway. Trader Joe's has the garlic and the ginger. The Fry's at Tatum and Shea has garlic, ginger, cilantro, basil. Yeah.
I had a very interesting experience on Sunday. Somebody wanted a Jewish breakfast because they're Indian friends of mine. They said, I don't want any Indian food, I want Jewish. So I went to, he wanted a blend souffle. Does anybody know what they charge for blend soup? $9
I
for
know.
6 blintzes, $18 for a dozen blintzes.
Wow, it keeps going up.
In the box?
In the box, $9 for 6.
Every time you buy it, the price is up at Costco.
Oh, Fry, I got it at Fry's.
I go to Costco, I get 12.
I didn't even know they had them.
That's why I get 12 ounces.
Right,
Yeah,
they're a little sweeter that way.
I wasn't trying to go to the farm because I didn't know where else to go.
Costco has them? Which one? No. Which Costco? Oh, I know. Yeah, not frozen.
So which Costco has it? Paradise Valley?
I think both of them have.
Because that's where they have all the kosher.
I think it's $9 for 12.
Okay, so the same thing. Use a little scoop. This is a little bit runny, but it won't matter. So just take 1 scoop of the tomato jam, put it in the middle.
Look at that. Where'd you get the scoop? I have a big scoop, I don't have a little one.
Probably Sur La Table.
Oh, they have it open
And where did you say?
at Walmart.
Yeah, well, I have the big.
They have 2 sizes.
Yeah, I have a larger one too.
They've got lots of sizes.
You can also get them at the Standard Restaurant Supply.
Right?
At Fry's on the
I was just at Standard, right, more trays.
The one on McDowell.
Yeah, because once you use the trays a few times, they get dirty,
Yeah.
so it's not worth it to clean them. I just replaced it with that.
I can also the process.
So large.
Got it?
If you use them enough, they get brownie.
I'm not.
If you use
It's
them
also
enough,
burn your
it's
$10.
I would eat all this kosher.
Why
It's
not?
But I mean, how would this send you?
Come back.
Your school, wait a minute.
Go on Saturday.
Oh, I have some. I never did.
Does anybody have any questions? I'm working, I'm the only, yes.
This is my first class. Tell me about yourself.
Oh, my. Wow.
That was a good question.
What's there to know?
Start from the very beginning.
From the very beginning, I was born in Philadelphia. I was a school teacher, taught third grade in Philadelphia. And then I went to visit a girlfriend who had moved to Los Angeles. And I said, what am I doing in Philadelphia when I can live by the ocean and I can look at gorgeous weather every day? And so I moved to California, and I decided I wasn't going to teach in LA because I had my fill of Philadelphia. And I was in the apparel business.
The what?
Apparel, clothing, the schmata business.
She did it with a Philadelphia accent when she said,
Apparel.
Schmata, you wouldn't know.
Yes.
I call it rag business.
I was in the garment business, and I was a national sales manager for a woman's sportswear company, and then I was in business and manufacturing my own sportswear. And during that time is how I met my husband, because he was Milady of California. And my husband was making ladies' dresses and blouses. And we were both living in Los Angeles. It's one of those Bashert stories. We were both living in Los Angeles, but on business in Chicago. We had the same salesman carrying our lines, and that's how we met, and got married in 1986.
86. Ooh, you're a baby.
Oh, yeah, I'm a real baby. Got married in 86. I have 2 kids. My daughter lives here.
when did you come to?
We came, so my kids were born in LA, and then LA's tough. LA's really tough unless you have about $5 million a week. You can't send your kids to public school because the schools are awful. Private schools are a fortune. My kids were 5 and 2, and we said we need a more sane place to live. So we came to Scottsdale. And I had a lot of different businesses here because I always have to do something. And what did I do? I taught preschool for about 12 years. I had a children's clothing business that I ran out of my house because I had my connections in, and my husband, so when he stopped manufacturing dresses and sportswear, he started selling real estate in the garment area downtown LA. So he had all these connections. And so I would go into all the factories and buy my kids' clothes.
Yeah, I used to buy my schmattes over there in the alley.
On Santee Street. And yeah, so I had a children's clothing business. What else did I do? I taught preschool, but I always cooked. I always cooked. And at my previous synagogue that we were at here at Temple High, we were at Temple High for a lot of years. I used to do challah baking classes there. And then I went into business with a partner, and we were making challahs, and we rented a kitchen, and we would go in and make like 80 challahs on between Thursday and Friday. It was exhausting. It was just the 2 of us, and it was crazy. It was crazy. So that didn't last for long. It was a great idea at the time. We thought we were going to be the next Noble Bread, but it didn't work out that way. And so I do currently, I make challah for an event planner. She does only bar and bat mitzvahs. So, the ceremonial challahs that when they do the motzi. So I bake for her. And I bake for you. I cook for you. Tomorrow, actually, I'm going to the Cheder at Chabad, their elementary school. and I'm making bagels with the fourth grade girls. Bagels. Well, they had a Hamantaschen bake,
Oh,
didn't they?
4th or 5th grade?
I'm working with the fourth grade girls.
You never wanted to be a chef like in a restaurant?
Always, always. My father was a cook in the army, and I think that's where I get it from.
Armies are known for good food.
I've never made bagels.
You've never made bagels? Come tomorrow.
Yeah, for real.
Make
Go
bagels.
tomorrow.
I made bagels about 40 years ago.
And you'll
My
help.
daughter
I'm
was,
serious.
never she was dating a guy whose mother
No, 5 more seconds.
I have nothing to do with
was
it.
taking a
But I know that they wouldn't have an
and
issue if you came to help.
Pardon me? Oh, the challah prints. Oh, I'll tell them about the challah prints.
So he was Jewish. And we made
I'm gonna put them over there. Aha. Oh, they're beautiful, and none of them open. Right, just a little brown around the edge. Mm-mm. Just one more step. I don't patchka in the kitchen. I just want to get it done. As much as I love to do it, I really just want to get it done. Oh, okay. So,
Ladies, gentlemen, listen.
so May the 9th, mark your calendars. Sorry, Rabbi, I have to do a commercial for another synagogue. We also, in
I'm
addition.
muting it, hold on.
In addition to,
May 9th.
yeah, May the 9th, which is a Thursday in the evening.
By the way,
She's gonna tell
it's
us.
an event, she's telling.
It's an event, what we're going to do. I also, in addition to Chabad, that we belong to Chabad, we also belong to Beit Tefillah, which is up in Scottsdale.
Yeah, I like him.
And yeah, he's lovely. And there is a young man from Israel. He calls himself the Challah Prince. And he is, if you look him up on Facebook or on Instagram, he's known for his braiding. He does magnificent, yeah, he does magnificent braids. So we are bringing him in from Israel on May the 9th.
Great, it's like for the challah bread.
What time?
It will be 6:30.
And where is that gonna be?
It's going to be at Beit Tefillah, about 68th and Shea.
Really?
Yeah, so he's coming in.
Wow.
He's been traveling through the United States. So during COVID is when I found him. And when, for those whatever amount of days or weeks that we weren't allowed to do anything. And anyway, his braiding, he's a delightful guy. He's Israeli. He was living in Berlin at the time. He's a dancer and also an artist and does these amazing braids. And so I followed him for a while, watch him on Zoom. Last year, my husband and I did a culinary trip through Israel. And one of our days we worked with him. He was so delightful. So we are bringing him in, and
There
he's
was some woman from Israel that I saw 6 years ago that she made, and she was made fabulous things.
yeah, I don't know. So here we go.
I'm lucky I can do the 6th grade.
2 over, 1 in the middle. Second one over, first one in the middle. But he does amazing things. Look him up on Instagram or Facebook. All right, I'm going to get these in the oven.
How Prince?
Challah Prince, the Challah Prince. Oh,
Depends on the dough.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it looks good, it doesn't taste good. I want it to taste good.
Okay, so that's that.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
Well,
yeah,
so you can make it for.
Pardon?
Should
have
you
like a
is
little
like
bit
a
of sea
chore.
salt or
You could
something
do
on the.
like
You
a-
could. You know, here's the thing, if you're confident enough to be adventurous with your flavors, the reason why I did this one basic Hamantaschen dough is you can really add anything to it. You can add more sea salt. You can put any spice you like. You know, when you're making the dough in the liquid portion, if, like I said, put the basil in there, put the cilantro in there. I think the basil with, and then you can fill it with some kind of cheese. It would be, I mean, there's so many possibilities. With the tomato one as well, I think if you put feta cheese down first and then put the tomato, it would be, what a great taste sensation. And there's so many different things you can do and experiment with. Just use your imagination a little bit. You'd use what? Brie? Yeah. Piece of brie would be fine, whatever you like with brie. You know, you could add almonds to your dough. You can have brie with the almonds. You can add pecans. You can do the, yeah. You can do the brie and put, these are my favorite. Now I have to find them. Is it here? Yeah. Candied pecans at Trader Joe's do make, these are candied pecans. So it's a half a pecan. They're really yummy. They're crunchy. They're roasted. Do brie, put basil in your dough, put brie inside, stick one of these on top and bake it. And it's just lovely. It's just such a nice addition to an appetizer or a side dish.
Yes.
And it has a hechsher.
That's right.
Okay. Gloves, and last but not least is the chocolate.
This is the last one.
This is the last one. And then I have plates and you can eat, and I have bags if you want to take one home or a couple home. Here we go. So last one is the rest of the dough. I'm only going to put a little bit of the spice in it because I don't want anybody to be choking. I do. I forgot to bring the bottles in, but I will get it. So Aleppo pepper. Aleppo pepper is a Middle Eastern type of pepper. It's from Syria, Aleppo, Syria. Aleppo pepper is got a nice little bite. It's more mild. It's not as hot as the Mexican peppers, but it does have a nice little bite. Chipotle is a much hotter one.
Nothing to see there.
Oh, yeah, because I took it out of the bag and put it in a jar. So it's just a lot easier. But I'm going to use both. I think the combination of both is really, really lovely. I'll do an eighth of each, just to give you an idea of what it tastes like. And then if you like it spicier, you can do that.
So you put it in the dough, not in the filling.
I'm going to put it in the filling too.
Okay.
So what is that? What is this?
Chipotle.
And you consider the steak.
Yes. Yes. So if you're making this from scratch and you're making one dough and you want a chipotle, put it in when you put in your baking powder and your sugar and mix that in. It'll make it a lot easier. But it's going in after the fact because I made the dough first and I wanted you to be able, I didn't want to make 3 doughs.
Oh, yeah. I took one
So we have that nice and mixed in, and you see the dough is still nice and moist. Okay. So now the kosher non-dairy version of Nutella is this. There's a dairy version. I wish you can say it for me. I can't. Hashahar. Hashahar?
Yeah,
Okay, this is dairy. This is parv.
means the waking morning. Hashachar ha'olam.
Hasha'ar ha'ola. What does it mean?
It means Hashachar is the morning, ha'olam means which rises.
It's an Israeli product. I bought it at Misha's market. Misha's is at 7th Street and Union Hills. And Chabad certifies them. Your father certifies them, yeah?
And
Say that again, it's on Union Hills, it's dairy free?
This is parv.
Oh,
Yeah, this is parv. The other one is dairy. So they do, and it says parv right there.
You
So
keep
it's
it,
more
you
like
keep it on,
Nutella?
I'll put up the camera.
And it's like Nutella. It's the same consistency as Nutella. There's no hazelnut in it, I don't think, but it's really yummy and
So it tastes
and
like
rich.
and it does like Nutella.
Yeah, but it's that consistency. So it's the only thing that I can liken it to. So here's what we'll do. Pardon?
Use it on the cakes. Sounds delicious.
Tastes good.
You could. It tastes delicious. So what I'm going to do is, the last time I made these, I just used this as my jar. So I'm going to put a little bit of just the chipotle in here and mix it up. Again, I'll just do like 1/8 of a teaspoon.
Is it so refrigerated?
No, it's on the shelf.
Okay.
Yeah, it's room temp. And like Nutella, you keep it at room temp. Because otherwise it just gets too hard and you're always bringing it back to room temp, and I think it compromises the flavor and the taste. So we're going to mix that up real well.
What are the ingredients? Is it just chocolate?
It is sugar, palm oil, low-fat cocoa, vanilla, and lecithin.
And once you open it, you don't have to refrigerate it.
Mm-mm.
It's like peanut butter cake on the shelf.
Mhm. Well, Nutella you don't refrigerate either. Get my other pan.
Here's my jeans.
And one last time, we're going to roll it out. Pardon?
Yes.
This was
Yeah, they will. Yeah, it's fine. In a perfect world, but they'll be okay.
Is that a sliding cooling rack?
It is a sliding cooling rack, so I don't even know where I got it, but it slides, so yes.
Pretty cool.
Yes. Would you like to? Sure. I'll give you a spatula. Pardon?
They're my great grandchildren.
Should we?
They were checking out their belly button.
Just pans and that.
It was hilarious.
Well, these are going to go on it,
Yeah.
but not food. No, nothing else goes on there.
Where do you want
She's getting to it. Where's your apron?
Oh.
it? You want it or not? It's on me.
I'm not in the pool, she's okay. Yes, Kitty. It's 2 over. You're over 2, under 2 over 1. Oh, yeah.
What are you looking for? The Hala Prince. He's the best.
Yeah, I know you want to see, but you're not getting it.
He's only 36. Yeah, he looks like he's about 12. He's so delightful.
Yeah.
We won't judge you.
Yeah, he's thinking there's something in it for him.
Oh, yeah.
Once they're cool, we can. Okay, and it's the same thing.
I'll take two.
This I mean, these, I mean, you know, so you just.
Yeah,
Peppery speckled.
peppery speckled. Josh is here. Ah.
No, I'm not, give it to someone who likes prunes.
Oh, you don't like prunes?
And since you were having.
I'm not.
Oh, my God.
I'm an African, I'm a traditionalist. And someone will tell me that that's not tradition.
What's tradition?
I'm joking.
Prune is tradition.
No, mine is.
Oh, mun? Yeah, mun.
That was tradition. Yeah.
I really like it. They put on the outside of the sun. I don't.
Oh, promise.
I was making potato.
You know what, Kim? He wants to be your friend.
That's my favorite thing. I couldn't
Are they cool enough to, they're not cool enough to hand out, are they?
I mean,
They, yeah, well, no, you're not going to be moving around, but you can put them on. No, let it sit for a minute. Let it cool down. Say that again? For the dog? That's his drawer, but no, if you have to, he'll never leave your side.
They're coming, my daughter.
No questions?
You didn't want to talk.
Of course not.
My nice sister.
Benita, I have to laugh. I went to school, I became a
Benita, for me.
Am I?
just like she did.
For the foreign.
Hang on.
That would be kind of an order.
No?
Buy them.
We bought it.
We're-
Buy
we're-
them.
And then.
You get them from
I
New York?
think we bought over 1,000 on the
I
time.
was gonna say, from New York.
Yeah.
You amaze me, Benita.
Why?
God.
Ah,
I didn't know your talents.
Oh, I'm so talented.
She's talented, a businesswoman, a baker,
Entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur.
She's enjoying Canasta.
No, I don't play canasta.
That's exactly.
who had time? I never had time.
Wait a minute. Pinky never got you to come and play canasta?
No, once,
I had my own decorator.
done. I was one and done. It's not my thing. I can't sit.
I was gonna say.
Right.
I just, it's not,
I just feel like I'm wasting.
yeah, I mean, I guess it could be fun, but it just doesn't sound fun to me.
Lost Bobby.
Yeah, it just, I like to keep doing things.
It does keep your mind,
Yes,
it is good for your mind,
Yes.
but I was always working. I never had time.
Okay. I'm sure they've got more than
What? Oh,
we talked about.
I know. I after, oh, those are done. Ooh. May smell delish. Oh, I don't know that there's enough for everybody. There isn't. But there'll be plenty of chocolate.
Well, now they have medicines, so I know it. I can't believe it.
Yum.
So there's a tar.
Za'atar and tomato jam. Yeah. I didn't hear you. I don't think so, but you can take a look. Don't let it get any more brown or golden than that. All right, so
So you're still working,
you're yenting. I'm going to put tomato in here. So it's a tomato chili,
That actually sounds good.
right? You might taste it
I said sounds.
because I ran out of chocolate. Ah.
You know what, we can start smoothing out a little bit.
It's like.
It's expensive.
Forget the money. It's horrible.
Oh, okay.
It's black, it's frozen, it's horrible.
What are you talking about?
Whatever it is, it's not good.
Kosher? What?
The frozen meat in Imperial.
I've been buying my stuff at Misha's. And at Misha's at 7th Street in Union Hills.
Wait a minute.
I've been buying that.
Keep kosher?
Yeah,
Where do you buy your meat?
at Misha's European Market at 7th Street
He's the one in Union Hill.
and Union
Yeah.
It's
Hills.
a small, it's
See?
a Russian. It's
Yeah,
a
it
Russian.
used to be
It's a
like
Russian
European
Bukharian
And then he went kosher.
next to the Dollar General.
Misha.
Misha. Do you know what? I buy duck from him.
They have liver.
Duck?
there.
I don't eat that.
I bought chicken liver to make chopped liver for Pesach.
What, do they have fresh meat?
No, everything's frozen. You can't get, the only place you can get fresh is Trader Joe's and you
That's
have
not fresh either.
4 things. No, and it's been frozen.
That was frozen before.
Right, it
They
was
have the same
frozen
thing.
before.
You haven't found the fresh meat in Phoenix.
I went into Imperial one time, and I looked at their ground meat, it was black. I said, why is it black? He says,
It's
we
frozen.
get our meat from Uruguay. I says, Uruguay? Where is that? Never heard of it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're kidding. So I said,
No,
how
I mean, we
come
buy
that's
that
all
case.
everything comes
But
in?
they don't slaughter in milk.
No, there's no slaughterhouse.
Iowa, Scranton, Pennsylvania.
So that's where you have to get.
Yeah, this one's
30
from
years ago,
Scranton.
I bought my stuff at Siegel. They had good stuff.
Theirs wasn't fresh
Ooh,
either.
no. Siegel's was so dirty.
It wasn't frozen.
I walked in Siegel's one time, I walked out.
What?
It wasn't frozen in front of you.
You just have to remember Elmer.
It came in frozen and they defrosted.
I've been in there freezing.
Don't tell me.
Ah,
Freezer.
Fresh frozen should be good.
Remember that black guy? What was
Elmer.
Oh, he took care of me like nobody took care of me.
He was a good guy.
Actually,
Siegel.
Cajun frozen.
It's close.
Is fresh as that fresh meat.
Oh.
These are right off the line.
All right, going into the freezer. Going, exactly, freshly frozen. What do they call that?
You get your stuff from, Flash frozen. Wherever you get your stuff from,
Absolutely.
New York or California.
Yeah, distributor though, by the case. I buy it by the case.
That one's for the
Right
red
around
one.
case.
Yeah, none of these are for the round.
Not, right to taste it.
Not a Hamantaschen.
Ah, yeah.
If it had cheese and olives, maybe.
next time.
That's not really a Hamantaschen. I love how that timer works.
You love the way this timer works?
Okay.